You're not dancing. I was
I'm
waiting
not
to watch you
dancing.
dance.
I was looking at the beautiful pictures on that. That
Very
was
nice. Hey
yeah.
everybody, Sean
Well,
Lardo here. Hello, Central Mafia family. I'm here with my co-host, my one who completes me, Juan Mack. How are you, sir?
I am doing good. I am doing good. Are you recovered from your trip?
Yeah, you know what? I think we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yes, I spent time over in London and Edinburgh, Scotland, and man, oof, you know what? I learned a lot about rugby and a lot in a very short amount of time because it was the Six Nation Championship.
Okay, I was
And
going to ask you if they were having some sort of
oh my
championship
Lord,
going on, and they just
insane.
yeah,
It's,
yeah,
I have a respect for people to play rugby because they don't even wear pads and they run into each other head first.
yeah.
It's
And nobody
amazing.
complains.
And they don't get hurt. Like they don't even get hurt, dude. Like they're not even like soccer players where if somebody slides near them and they fall and hold their leg
Oh
into
yeah,
it, right?
there's no
Right.
drama.
Oh,
It's a yeah,
yeah.
soccer without the
No.
drama. Yeah,
Yeah, they don't even want to come off the screen. They don't want to come off the field even. So yeah. So
yeah.
everybody here, they're wondering, why we're here talking, right? Because obviously, why do we want to deal with you guys, right, and watch you guys? So why don't we get into what we're here to talk about today, Juan?
Yep.
All right.
No, that was the cue. So so this one is really exciting. We're excited about having Tony with us today because we're going to talk about the power of community, the power of the Central Mafia, and all of our upcoming events that we have throughout the year, and what partners can expect from that. And we're going to hear it from a partner perspective, right? So somebody who's actually attends and gets something in return for himself and for his organization. So this is pretty exciting.
Absolutely. So you just mentioned Central Mafia. So for those watching for the first time, what is Central Mafia?
So the Central Mafia is a community for MSPs where we get together and we want to learn from each other. That is the first thing that we want to do because everybody is facing the same challenges. Some of us overcome those, and we want to tell others how to implement best practices. So the whole intent of this is for everybody to be engaged, to connect, and with connect with me, Sean, and anybody in the advisory council to make any suggestions of what you would like to see during all the whole year, because we have a lot of information, a lot of content that goes out to the community, and it's growing through education. That's our main focus.
Absolutely.
And there's different ways on how we can do that, or how you can do that. One of those is very easy. Everybody is on LinkedIn. So follow us on LinkedIn on the Central Mafia. That's the best way to stay up to date on all the happenings. And the best way to share and collaborate is through our Slack group. So at any point, if you have any questions, any suggestions, or again, there's a lot of posts in there for all of our upcoming events. That's another avenue that you can use to stay up to date and to
I
engage.
also think it's important to note that we have 500 plus members involved with this that do follow Slack, do communicate within teams, not teams, but rather LinkedIn and YouTube and whatnot. So if this is completely partner led as well. So
Yeah, it's complete. It's not in. We do have some vendors in there, but it is not a sales tool. You are able to communicate with them directly, or they might be able to connect with you if you have a challenge and there's something that they can help you. So it's a community for everybody. All this also goes into our YouTube channel. So today's episode and all of our episodes are uploaded up there, so you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay informed on all the different things. And it's interesting because here internally, we did have somebody who went back because they remember a session that we had at one point, and then we went back and review it just to bring it up. So some solutions that we're looking at, and it's always good to have those there.
correct.
staying or talking about all the things that we have going on. We have 3 sessions every month. We have a vendor session, a partner session, the one we're having today, and we have our open mic. Open mics have been really interesting for the last couple of sessions. We've been getting together, and it is just like somebody bring up a topic or what challenge, and we just collaborate and talk about different solutions in there as well. So there's no theme there. It's just for everybody to come in and then just hang out. All those happen on Thursdays from 3 to 4. And we also have our newsletter that goes out. And in there you can see all the happenings. We have vendor spotlights or relationship with our vendors for any specials that we might have for the Central Mafia, industry spotlights, and partner spotlights as well. So everything just comes together, with our sessions and the information that we do send out. And speaking of activities,
yes, we have an announcement.
Yes, which some people should have already seen this. Oh my gosh, we're messing up the QR code.
Well,
logo,
oh well. Don't worry about
yes.
the QR code right now. Hold on. Yeah. Let me Juan, let me help you with this. So now that Juan's totally butchered the fact that we have a major announcement by worrying about a QR code in the corner, that's relevant. For those looking at this right now, this will be our first official, completely partner-led in-person meetup. So this is the announcement, the official announcement that we will be in Burr Ridge, where we always meet, and this will be completely partner-ran. And April 23rd, April 24th in Burr Ridge. The logo has been removed, so the QR code is there. It is free for, yeah, you can breathe. The QR code is there. Please make sure you scan. It is free for all partners that want to come to this. And it's important to note the fact that this is all involved with education and networking. That's it. And it's not one set track. It's all the things you want to learn about, of course, between cybersecurity, hyperautomation, AI, whatever it is. We try to cover as much as we can. So again, you should send your people. If you have multiple people that should be involved, send them. It doesn't matter. It's a fit for all of them. But this is all only possible to give free attendance for people to come because of our sponsors. So want to make sure we do thank and highlight the sponsors. They are covering the entire bill for you to come and have drinks, have education, which they will be ones put on workshops. This will not be product pitches at all. This is actual presentations with partners and vendors and workshops. You can know how they do it. They'll be talking about use case scenarios and how you can improve based off whatever their expertise is, but it is really based off of making sure it's what's best for the MSP's business. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, no, that was excellent. Thank you, Sean. Reeling this back in and keeping me on track.
Yep, exactly. Okay, so moving on now.
Yes, there's some. So for this month, ConnectWise and the IT Nation has upcoming events. So there's also IT Nation Grow, which takes place on May 7th, also in Chicago, downtown Chicago. For those of you who are interested on what is your next level, it says in the next chapter and how to grow and move on. Then you can register for this.
Are they gonna learn to grow and move on? Because you say it one more time, just in case they didn't get it.
Grow and move on.
And move on. Okay, yes. Good. With that said, I think it's important to note that what IT Nation Grow does is provides a level of expertise and education for those of you that are, even if you're not, for those looking to be acquired or merged. That's what Grow is. That's the premise of Grow. However, even if you're not looking for that right now, it still gives you a blueprint on how to scale your business and what people are and KPIs you should be focusing in on. So I do seriously suggest that if you're looking to be part of this, you should show up. There is a community day that day that happens during the actual Evolve event too, and it's during the community day itself. So you will have access to a ton of peers and a ton of education that goes on within that event.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you if this also was taking place at the same time as Evolve
Yep.
for those
That is Evolve. Yep.
also interested in that. It all is taking place that same day, and then like Sean said, there's also a community day which is free to attend. Everybody is invited to this, and there's some great breakout sessions available during that day. As you can see, Jeff Bishop's going to be there providing some updates and information. So it's in you guys have the wonderful keynote as well.
Yep. I got to see Daniel Priestley over in London and at IT Nation Europe. And I'll tell you a couple of things that stand out to me from what he said. The reason why you do want to watch him. The first thing he talked about when I first met him was, as an MSP, you can't chase prospects. You can't chase clients. If you have to keep chasing them, you should just get rid of them. You shouldn't be doing that. And he explains why and how, why you shouldn't and how you should not do it, and how you should approach it and generating really quality business for yourself. The other thing he talks about is how to increase the brand of the business, but not through the business. He talked about the difference between people following people as opposed to businesses, and how it's not about being a thought leader necessarily. Because I know people get nervous being a thought leader, but just what the importance of being the voice of your company and how it leads to generating business. He really good speaker. I really enjoyed watching him on stage. He had a lot, and he has owned MSP businesses. He has sold. He literally helps business owners on. It's like his whole business value add now is exactly that. So, and he's gonna be talking about impact on value creation, which is a huge opportunity. One thing I think I've noticed in this, not just in the MSP space, but across the board, people are so ready to discount prices, thinking because they should discount to get business. If you have to discount, that means you haven't created enough value within what you're offering, or how you speak to it. Even sometimes you do have the value, you still know how to speak to it in a way that people understand and want to pay and spend the money.
Awesome. Right.
So
we are ready for our guest.
Yes, now we're ready for the interview. The
main event.
So, do you want to do the intro?
Yeah. So with us, we have Tony Hotko, which is the CEO for CCS Technologies. He is a Central Mafia partner, also an MSP. We're going to learn a little bit about what his company does, and today we want to talk about the power of the community, right?
And he wrote an article.
Yeah, over the years, being part of the Central Mafia, and he wrote the article for a newsletter talking about his experience. And with that note, we encourage all of the partners to reach out to us if you would like to be featured in our newsletter. We want to bring the voice of the partners into it, and we'll bring you into one of these too, and we'll have some fun on air. So, hey, Tony.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, thanks for working at home today, so you can have this call with us.
Where's the intro music? I was looking to dance.
We can probably cue the music.
I think I'm breaking up a little, which I don't know
let's
why.
not get ahead of ourselves.
Trust me,
one of us is lagging.
Dancing.
We were good until you came on, man.
Hopefully, it's not me.
No, it's good on this side.
Okay.
Okay, we're good. All right. So, well, let's get into some of the conversation. Where are you located out of, Tony?
Yeah, so we're in the Chicago area, right? Rolling Meadows. We are also in Geneva, Illinois. So, Midwest suburbs. Anyway, I feel like I'm breaking up, and I hope I'm not breaking up for you guys. Okay, it looks like it for me when I'm watching myself here. So okay, good.
Stop watching
up.
Yourself, Tony. Just watch.
I know. I got it. Yes, exactly. So anyway, very good. So yeah, in Illinois, western suburbs, Rolling Meadows is. You guys probably all know where O'Hare Airport is. We're about probably 15, 20 minutes west of O'Hare Airport. Most people know where Schaumburg is, and we're really right next to Schaumburg.
You're an MSP. How big is your MSP, Tony?
So there are 26 of us in our space. Me being I consider the least technical person in the company. So I got a lot of smart guys that work for me, which is awesome.
You service the whole Chicago
That is. And how
area?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of where we start, right? So we focus on Illinois, right, the Chicagoland area, but we wind up with clients in different states. Maybe it's a satellite office or something like that. We have clients internationally. Again, corporate may be here. They spin up a couple satellite offices in Europe or something, and we're managing the IT from here. So while we say we're Midwest focused, we wind up in different states and overseas.
How long have you been in business for?
What's the farthest?
Okay, so
Italy.
farthest would be, like I said, overseas, in London and stuff.
Okay.
We do have a client in the Bahamas, so that's another very cool place to go visit. But that's it. As far as in business, so we rebranded the company, and that's kind of when I think more of what we've been or where we were in 2014. The company goes back into the early 70s, and it was basically spun up on deck vax machines, and they were doing time sharing of an accounting system. And then my partner wound up buying the company in 2000, early 2000, and started to bring in more of the networking and true managed services kind of play on that. I joined the company in 2014. Joe and I owned the company 50-50. And I was probably employee number 7 at that time. And the company was doing probably, a little under $1 million. And, today we got 27 people doing a little over 5 million. So it's been pretty good growth over the 10 years. We love it and look forward to continuing to service our clients.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of different talent as well. I know Chris is with you guys as well, and focusing a lot on the cybersecurity and things like that. I know he brings a lot of expertise for you guys as well. So
yeah, we're pretty well-rounded MSP, I would say, right? So again, big on cybersecurity and everything. Help desk, the whole 9 yards, right? On that side, we do have 3 software developers on staff that work on some projects, either some ERP integrations that we work with, and then custom development stuff for our clients, right? Different kind of Power BI reports and things like that. But the main bread of our company is what we all do is the MSP. Is that monthly on call 24. We're not quite 24/7. It's kind of 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. thing, but we're that help desk and everything for our clients, right? We want to let us run their IT so they can run their business, right? They didn't get in business to do IT stuff, right? We did.
Correct. We're good at what we do, and we'll let them be good at what they do. And so awesome. So so you've been obviously with your company for a long time, and you wrote the article for the Central Mafia, for the newsletter, and you said that you've been going to user groups, and we have our next user group coming up here next month. Tell us when you got involved with the user group. Did you discover? What was your experience? And I know that you keep coming back. If you want, share what you get from it and what the reason why you keep coming back to these events.
Sure. So Well, probably like most people kind of, I think, start getting involved. It's the, how do I get more out of ConnectWise, right? And understand it and utilize it. And then you start to realize, especially if you continue to go, it's so much more, right? It's about the relationships you're making there. It's about learning the good and the bad, right? We all make mistakes probably monthly, and we're all making a lot of the similar mistakes. So to be able to share that, oh, I did that. Here's what I learned, is awesome. And just the openness of the group is great, right? Especially like something like Central Mafia, right? Because we're bringing MSPs in from the surrounding states, right? That kind of come together. So you're a little more open to talk to people that maybe is in a state you're not, with, or partner next door. And then, you're able to just really get good at sharing, and people kind of let their guard down. I feel at Central Mafia, and it's not so protected of, oh, I'm worried about telling you something that the MSP next door to me can learn or do, right? We're trying to grow our company. There's plenty of business for all of us out there, whether we're in the same geographic area or not, right? So that's kind of how I came about to get here, to learn. And why I keep coming back is the relationships. It's the open communication. You know, Sean made me admit to date night, right? Because there's a couple of us that we actually look forward and plan our get-togethers around the Central Mafia. So it's kind of funny that way. I was just joking with them before we got on here that the Central Mafia group, I guess at first it was supposed to be like the week of the 14th or something, and I was going to be out of town and I couldn't make it. Then I heard it was the 24th, and I was like so happy because some of the other guys are like, "Hey, you can come now," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to be there," And then we have one other guy say, "Oh, now I can't make it." But now we just found out it's going to, we're going to like a threesome, right? More people are coming to the date night, so we might have a little problem with.
That's great.
I don't know.
Yeah, you I'm glad you could be there involved in the threesome now. We changed the date just for you, Tony, to make sure you could come. It was all about Tony.
I thank you. I thank you.
And for those of you that want to meet Tony, don't forget we'll be in Burr Ridge April 24th. So Tony with his entourage or his harem, I'm not sure what we're calling it these days, but they'll be there. But also, yes, I made you say it was date night, but I think it's probably the bigger part of the story is, who do you have date night with? Who is the individual that was being interviewed with you when we talked about this?
Yeah. So, Marty was one of the guys, another MSP. Bill Black, right? He's part of date night. DJ Hannon, right? So another guy that's come in, and it seems like sometimes we just pick another person up every now and then, and it's just great because, like I said, you guys get together and you just start sharing stories and the experience, and it's just awesome.
Yep.
Is it
part of that last date night? I think last time we were at Burr Ridge, Marty took us to that Italian place.
Yes.
Forgot the name, and we were invited to that to the date night, and it was a fantastic experience there. At the end, everybody decided we decided to hang out.
Yeah, Capri is awesome. If you're coming in on Wednesday night after the shenanigans of the after party or before party of Wednesday night, some of us shoot over to Capri, awesome Italian restaurant, right? And it's good time.
Yeah, shout out to Capri.
Yeah, right. Isn't he a competitor of yours too?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but again, it's sharing experiences. There's times he's reached out to help me. Times I've reached out to help him. So again, it's helping each other overcome a problem that we either have or coming up on, right? So, us having 10 years is probably not a ton of years in this space, but it is long. But we have 27 employees, so we've experienced a lot of different issues that start to come up versus maybe someone who has 2 or 3 employees, or they're growing, right? So, we can share that knowledge of been there, done that, kind of easily, and where our skeletons are hidden, we can share those experiences with it, right? And it doesn't matter if you're big, small, medium, whatever. Knowledge is knowledge. Your experience is your experience, right? Whether you're right or wrong, it's your experience. It's what you did, what happened to you when you did it, right? And what did you learn, or what would you have tweaked, or it was perfect and I would do it exactly the same way again.
Exactly. And that's another thing about
I
great
love
about I think about the community, right? Because when we go in there, we get all size, all MSP sizes from the 10 10 employee shop to all the bigger ones, and it seems like everybody, regardless of your size, share the same the same challenges. So size, in that case, the size of the company does not matter, because it's all about the process and the products that you use and the solutions that you offer from the clients. And that's another thing that when in my experience, when I go over there, that's a lot of things that we learn, right? Like what's part of the solutions that you're offering, even though I tell a lot of people, like, we're not ready for it. It's always good to know, and you create that connection so you can always go back. It's like, I'm going to talk to Tony because he mentioned that he had something, and then just have that, and we just recently again just reach out to somebody, and it's again part of that community and those connections.
And I think that's what's so unique about the MSP space, right? A lot of us use the same tools. A lot of us are using ConnectWise, but we're not probably, most of us do it differently, right? So, and do that differently isn't wrong. It's just, oh, I didn't think of that. That's a good idea, or, oh, I didn't think of it that way. And you start to pick up those best practices, which are huge. But then those little things that make you and unique, right? We all have a unique thing about us, right? That's what makes us different, and why we can have so many competitors in the area and we still can compete, right? Because just because I got a good MSP does not mean I'm going to meld right with the client that we're looking at, or the prospect that we're engaged with, right? We have to match. We have to align on how you view IT, or how our prospects view IT, with how we deliver IT, right? That's the key to keeping your company strong and right. This is how we do it. This is our process, and if you're just looking for a low bidder, or I just I like to just keep the lights on IT, that we're not the right partner, right? We want the people who really respect IT, look at IT as an advantage, right? And we can show them what we do and how we service them, that it can be a competitive advantage to them.
Yeah, and I think you hit a great point there, where you were talking about, everybody sharing their experience and how open the MSP community is, without thinking that they're going to share some secrets, because every single company is different. Every single company has their unique approach, and how they deliver that to the clients. But on the back end, right, for us, it's all the same. It's the difference is how you're going to deliver. What we're doing is sharing that back end, that operation efficiency, or doing things, or automating, or just the product that we use, and we just all use it a little bit different based on how your company approaches that and how you deliver it to your clients.
Exactly.
So all right, so we have like I said, we have our user group coming up. If you will want to give our a shout out, or just our recommendation for all those people that are thinking about registering, what's the why? Why do you come back? What would you recommend to all MSPs to come to the Central Mafia?
Yeah, no, do it, right? Come, right? Experience it the first time, right? Even if you're shy, reserved, whatever, you're like, oh, that's not me, go. Listen, right? Just observe and stuff like that. But if you really, the more you want to get out of it, come more often and start to make friends, right? you get to see a lot of the same people over time, and you start to sit next to some of the same people, and it just, you build friendships and relationships, right? And that's that's why we're in business, right? We want to build relationships with our clients. This is no different. Even though we're competitors or whatever, we still build relationships to help each other out, right? Even if it's like, oh man, I got a client in Indiana. Oh man, I'm going to call Juan, see if he's got a guy that can help me out. Even though it's my client, he might have a guy that can run in there and do some stuff for me, right? It's all of that. So, it's like, come learn. You're going to learn a lot of good technical stuff, right? The presentations are awesome. You're always going to pick something up. You're going to pick up way more stuff than you can ever implement and whatnot. But, come learn. Take one or two things. I mean, I sound like that broken record of you go to every event, they say pick one or two things, but it's true because it's overwhelming as far as all the good knowledge share and ideas that you get. I mean, I'm usually riding for a 2-week high after a user group meeting, because all that juice has started flowing again on how people are doing things. It's like, man, I got to figure that out, right? I got to reach back out to Sean and ask him how he did that again, because he made a couple great points, and just the ability of people to just get up there and interact. I mean, it's awesome, and the presenters are awesome, and when the community starts to interact with the presenter, that's huge, because the presenter is like saying something, and then it's like, hey, well, I did it this way, and sometimes we're giving the presenter some ideas that we've done, right, or we're starting to hear that interaction. It's awesome that it's not just, you're not just sitting there being preached to. It gets pretty interactive in a lot of the sessions that I've been in.
And we have all the other opportunities for people to connect, right? So we do offer the if you're able to, you can come in the day before, start to meet all those different individuals, meet all the all the vendors that are going to be there. They're going to be presenting the next day. We have
somebody needs to come Wednesday night to knock Muvela off of the boards of winning the bags tournament all the time. we need to team up. We need volunteers. Who's awesome bags player here, so we can get on that.
Sean is having the same trouble. No, Sean, we cannot hear you. The same trouble I had last time.
All right, I'm back.
There you go.
How about now? Good to hear. Yes. Okay. I'm good at it, Tony. But then I have a teammate like Juan, or whoever I had last time. I forget who my team was last time. Was god awful. It was just bad. I had no chance. So yeah,
no,
I'm not afraid of Muvela. And you're right, Tony. I'm glad you called it out.
Yeah, we need to add a clause in there. That some people are not.
In fairness, though, we just got to knock them off, right? We let them bring their A game. We need to bring our A game.
I'm in.
Exactly.
I'm in.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, the night before is a great time. Then during the day we try to keep the energy up, trying to engage with all the different partners, and then we close it out with a little celebration, and then those of us that stay we'll go to date night with Tony and the clan.
You brought something that I should say again, right? Look at how many people, and I got friends that are in the area and literally can drive home in like a half hour, still stay the night at the hotel so that they don't miss any of the action and have all that interaction till the end, because people like Sean will go till 1 a.m., right?
Well, you know what, Tony? I'm just there to make sure you guys all feel welcome. And I don't want to be. It's a military thing. First one in, last one out. That's how this works, And can we highlight that Bill is calling you out, Juan, because he doesn't know. He doesn't know that I know you're going to shave that because you're not going to keep it.
No, I've shared with people that I shave on Mondays. and I've been trimming. Okay, obviously I don't grow that over just 3 days. But if I don't do it on Monday, then I have to wait till the next Monday. So that's 2 weeks there, Bill. Maybe I'll keep it and it just take off the top. You know.
If only that was where we could take you from one spot and put it on the other, that would be awesome.
Yeah, it's going from this spot into this spot. That's what's happening.
We can't all have those Santa Claus beards like Mr. Bill Black. You're getting there.
Oh yeah. Oh, mine used to be much longer. I keep it trimmed now.
Yeah,
so,
if I let it grow, I will be the Santa Claus, like, you know.
Yeah, Bill's is ridiculous. Bill's is like he's down. He actually does Santa during the holidays too. I saw like it's impressive, Bill.
Yeah, you got a lover out there, man. He was good without hearing you there. We all know now because I can see the red light on your mic, right? So if it starts to go, not red there, we know it's there. You go. You're muted.
Yep. Nope. I'm back. You know what? And Scott is a fan of mine. Don't let him kid you. Scott loves me. He's still so sensitive about the whole birthday incident. I don't know why he keeps on crying about it. He needs to get over it. So all right. So I think, again, I think it's important to highlight, when we interviewed you in Chicago, when we discovered date night, like as you mentioned, I think it's the strength of the pair group. You were in the room being interviewed with a guy that's in the same area as you that does compete against you on some level, yet there was nothing. You guys are actually good friends. That's why we came up with the joke of date night, because it was like the only time you guys get to really see each other and like spend time. I think that, like, for me, this is why I always loved this space, is because of all the MSPs and how they and the vendors do the same thing too, by the way. The vendors are exactly the same way. The ones that are on the road all the time, we're all friends with each other,
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny when they're like, how do you feel about your competitors at Kaseya? I'm like, I'm friends with Brian Doty, lives 40 minutes from me in Greensburg, PA. We go to concerts together. So it has nothing to do with that. It's, everybody's here to make sure everybody's successful and help each other. But the pair group thing is this whole user group thing and pair groups are so strong. So I appreciate how you guys were as a group and how you guys speak about date night too. Just saying.
We like it. Here's
know.
the scary thing. You laugh about that though, but Marty lives in my town, and we look forward to ConnectWise user group to have more fun, right? It's like we literally he lives probably 15 minutes from my house, so we can get together anytime. But we make sure it's the Central Mafia group that gets together.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
And that's I think that's one of the coolest thing about that event, right? So you get a chance to step away, from the office, meet with friends. At the same time, we put great effort and providing great content for everybody. So you can go in, learn more, bring your team along, right? So we try to tailor these for all the different team members, and you've done that. Depending on the the content, you can bring your service manager, your sales manager, your techs, and it's just like step away in that fun environment when you're going to see friends and learn at the same time, and then just bring that back to the company. Bring that back.
We sometimes have 2 to 5 people showing up, for the event, right? And they all get something different out of it, which is awesome, because then when you come back to the company, we're sharing what we all got back out of it and different perspectives of what they heard and how they took what they heard, right? And then you're going, yeah, I heard that too, or oh yeah, I didn't think about it that way, right? So, it's kind of funny, right? Even your internal team, when you start to talk to each other, are talking differently because of what they heard in the peer groups.
I think that's a good point to really address, is the fact that you're sending your employees to pick up stuff. I think one of the challenges is that owners, they think they're giving enough education to their employees, but the reality is you don't know what somebody's going to pick up from a collective, and hearing other perspectives. Plus, everybody has a certain skill set, and they'll gravitate towards that to learn more about it. And I think the user groups give you the opportunity to do that.
And when your employees are talking to some other folks, they're sharing their knowledge, right? But then they're getting excited about it too, So as an owner, it's a win-win, right? They're now meeting somebody, they're excited to share and maybe tell somebody how they do some stuff. And then they're picking up stuff on how to advance their skill set. I mean, it's just a no-brainer for me. I wish I could send the whole company, but we do have to answer phones and tickets and stuff, right?
Yeah, one of the things that I tell other MSPs, because there's a lot of events throughout the year for MSP and in the industry and bigger events, right? And for some companies cannot send all the employees obviously to the bigger ones, but the nice thing about these is it's a smaller setting. You get that connection that you probably will not get from the bigger ones, even though the bigger ones are fantastic when it comes to a lot of content, a lot of vendors you can connect with, but you get that more intimate setting for when it comes to the
What's nice too is the fact, like you just said, is it's a great piggyback into a big event, because going to IT Nation, it could be overwhelming if you're the first time going there, right? But if you have gone to Central Mafia a couple of times and you met some folks, you see them at IT Nation, right? And you're not feeling alone, right? You got somebody to talk to at lunch or catch up with or whatever. And it just makes the whole IT Nation involve, or whichever one you go to, I think just deeper, right? Because it's because those are more expensive, usually travel involved, right? So you're usually not sending too many people from your company. It might only be one, but the fact that they went to some local stuff and met some folks, when they go to that, they find those same kind of people there, from the group.
All agreed. So we should talk about the article you wrote, Tony, a little bit, I guess, since you did write one for our newsletter.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's about get out there, get involved, start slow. If you're shy, whatever, just come observe, and you're gonna wind up talking to people because you're sitting next to people and stuff like that. That'll happen, and just slowly get involved at your own pace, right? You don't feel like you have to get up there and say a lot right away, right? It's just showing up, and then all of a sudden people start to see you. They start to say hello, same face again. Let me go say hello to the person, and you just start pulling things together, and it's a free event, right? It's a lot of great education, a lot of great networking, and it's free. And let's face it, this is it's the Chicago group, right? It's local, right? So even if it's a couple in Wisconsin, Indiana, right? They're coming from a couple states down. It's not a bad drive, And then we got people that fly in from further out to come to the Central Mafia group. I think we got a special group personally. I might be a little biased, but I think we have a special group,
Mm-hmm.
and you get some people that I've talked to people from Texas and stuff that have come to our group, and it's like, they're like, wow, you guys are kind of laid back and fun. Well, we are.
Yeah, and you talk about also I think something.
It's okay to be biased.
Consistency, right? Consistency on all these on all the different events. Just to there's always something that you're gonna take back. I think that's my what I always share with people. You have that consistency in there, and take and when you feel comfortable, then take it to the next step. Participate. Get into the Slack group, get active in there as well, with all the different avenues that we offer.
Mm-hmm. No, and we do. I'm glad you pointed out, Tony, though. It's in Chicago. It's in Burr Ridge. However, we cover every state that touches Illinois essentially, and then some, because we have people from Ohio, Indiana. You're in Indiana. I'm in Pennsylvania. We have people from Wisconsin, Nebraska, Michigan. I mean, we literally have them all. So it's not just it's open to everybody ultimately. So I want people to, if you're watching this and you're going to be in the Chicago area on April 23rd, 24th, you're looking for something to do, you are more than welcome to come. You know, as an MSP, you should definitely come. It is open to all.
100% agree.
Yeah. And we do have some partners that are not based out of our area. They just have, like, maybe one employee that's remote office. So it does not have to be your home office, which is, again, like Sean said, welcome to anybody who would like to participate and join our Slack. Absolutely. And get into our newsletter to get all that information that we sent out.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, I think we're about ready to wrap up here, right? Anything else we want to add before we get off here?
Any final words there?
Just a
Tony?
friendly reminder again.
No, hope to see some new faces there. Now you've seen me, come say hello. If you want to be part of date night, come talk to me. I'm sure we can always expand the group.
Marty is registered. I did check.
Love it. Yeah. I think he was the first one when you guys changed the date. I think I heard from him the quickest. You can make it now.
Yeah, when you register, I went down the list. It's like, is Marty registered? Oh yeah, he is. Good.
I love that. All right, well then, that's good. So again, April 23rd, 24th, we have a happy hour on the 23rd. It's sponsored and paid for. We play cornhole. We eat food. It is good. So make sure you show up, and we also give away a trophy for whoever wins cornhole, which this year will not be Muvela. So just so we're clear. Yeah, I'm not messing around. I'm gonna fly somebody in with me to be a ringer. I swear to God, they're not winning.
Gotta find somebody who's been, a cornhole champion to bring and just like wipe them out.
Yes, somebody be like, didn't I see you on ESPN the Ocho?
There you go.
All right, hey, Tony, thank you, man. Thank you for being part of this.
Yeah,
thank you guys for having me,
for joining, and thank you for collaborating on the newsletter, and then being part of the community and sharing all of your information. And we really hope to we'll see you next month.
Awesome.
30 days.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thanks, Tony. Juan, see you later, buddy.
All right. See you, bud.